గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్ టు ఆల్. దిస్ ఈస్ కిరణ్ కుమార్. సో మనం 27 జేఈ మెయిన్స్ ఎగ్జామ్కి ఎవరైతే అపియర్ కాబోతున్నారో ఆ జేఈ ఆస్పిరెంట్స్కి సంబంధించి మనం డైలీ వీడియోస్ అప్లోడ్ చేస్తానని లాస్ట్ వీడియోలో చెప్పాను. సో అనుకున్నట్టుగానే ఈరోజు మనం కోఆర్డినేట్ సిస్టమ్ అనే చాప్టర్తో మనం జేఈ మెయిన్స్ క్లాసెస్ స్టార్ట్ చేద్దాం. సో మనకి కోఆర్డినేట్ సిస్టమ్ నుంచి మనకి జేఈ మెయిన్స్లో క్వశ్చన్స్ రాకపోయినా కాకపోతే కాన్సెప్ట్ మనం తెలియకుండా మనం ఫర్దర్గా స్ట్రైట్ లైన్స్, పేర్ ఆఫ్ స్ట్రైట్ లైన్స్ మనం చేయలేం కాబట్టి కంపల్సరీ వి నో దట్ ది కాన్సెప్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఏంటంటే కోఆర్డినేట్ సిస్టమ్. సో కమింగ్ టు టాపిక్ ఆర్ కాన్సెప్ట్ ఆఫ్ కోఆర్డినేట్ సిస్టమ్. ది ఫస్ట్ పాయింట్ ఈజ్ coordinate system. The first point is coordinate system. What is the meaning of coordinate system and what is the definition of a coordinate system? So to define coordinate system, first of all consider any two mutually perpendicular lines. See this one. If any two mutually perpendicular lines, so this is the first line and it is the second line. In this case these two lines are perpendicular to each other. For suppose any two mutually perpendicular lines, what is the meaning of mutually perpendicular? The first line is perpendicular to second line and the second line is perpendicular to first line. In that case the given two lines are named as called as mutually perpendicular lines. That means to define coordinate system, must and should first of all the given two lines are mutually perpendicular lines. After that any two mutually perpendicular lines are intersecting at a point. So this is the first line L1 and it is the second line L2. So these two lines are mutually perpendicular lines and they are intersecting at a point. So any two mutually perpendicular lines are intersecting at a point. In this case the first horizontal line, so this is the first line and it is named as horizontal line. This horizontal line is called as x-axis and the second perpendicular line, so this is called as vertical line. This vertical line is named as y-axis and the point of intersection of these two mutually perpendicular lines, it is denoted by capital O and it is named as origin and it is named as origin. So in this case the horizontal line is called as x-axis, vertical line is called as y-axis and their point of intersection is named as origin. This total system, that means this system contains x-axis, y-axis and origin. The entire system is named as coordinate system. Finally we conclude that to define coordinate system, so must and should the given two lines are mutually perpendicular lines and compulsory they are intersecting at a point. In that case the given two lines are named as x-axis and y-axis. Horizontal line is called as x-axis and the vertical line is called as y-axis. Their point of intersection is named as origin. So x-axis, y-axis and origin means this total system, entire system is named as, especially called as coordinate system. So this is the definition of coordinate system. See the second concept. It is coordinates of a point. After the definition of a coordinate system, so the second topic in the 2D coordinate system. So coordinate system is also named as a 2D coordinate system because in this coordinate system there we have two types of axes, x-axis and y-axis. That means this system is especially named as a 2D coordinate system also. So coming to the second concept, coordinates of a point. How can we take the coordinates of a point in the given 2D coordinate system, or how can we take the coordinates of a point in the plane? See the diagram of a coordinate system. So where x-axis and y-axis both are mutually perpendicular lines and these two lines are intersecting at a point capital O. That's why x-axis, y-axis and origin is named as 2D coordinate system or simply called as a coordinate system. Now consider a point in this coordinate system. It is named by capital P. So consider a point capital P in this 2D coordinate system. Now how can we take the coordinates of this point capital P in this plane? For suppose the person standing at a point capital O, the person standing at a point capital O, and this person travels along the x-axis x units, along the x-axis x units. Now the person at this point capital A on the x-axis. So see once again. So the starting position of the person is at a capital O. That means the initial position of a person is the initial position of a person is capital O. Now the person travels along the x-axis x units distance. Now the final position of this person on the x-axis is capital A. Now again the person travels parallel to y-axis, parallel to y-axis y units. That means the total distance covered by that person along x-axis. That means parallel to x-axis along y-axis. Along x-axis x units distance and parallel to y-axis or along y-axis y units distance. On the x-axis consider x units distance traveled by that person. Along y-axis or parallel to y-axis consider y units distance traveled by that person. Now the coordinates of this point capital P are represented by small x comma small y. That means to take the coordinates of any point in the plane, must and should consider x units distance along x-axis and y units distance along y-axis. Now the position of the point is like this and the coordinates of that point are represented by x comma y. For example, the person standing at the point capital O and travels 2 units distance along the x-axis, 2 units distance along the x-axis. Now the person at the point capital A. Again the person travels parallel to y-axis 3 units distance. Now the final position of the point is like this. The final position of the person is like this. Now the person at the point capital P. Now the coordinates of this point P are represented by on x-axis 2 units distance. This distance must be considered as x coordinate. Parallel to y-axis the distance covered by that person 3 units. That means y coordinate represented by 3. So finally the coordinates of the point P of 2 comma 3. Finally the coordinates of the point P are 2 comma 3. So in this case 2 is called as x coordinate of that point P and 3 is called as y coordinate of that point P. So this is the process to find the coordinates of a point in the plane or in 2D coordinate system. So to take the coordinates of any point in the 2D coordinate system or to take the coordinates of any point capital P in a plane, so must and should the person travels along the x-axis x units and along y-axis y units. Then the coordinates of the point P are represented by x comma y. So finally we conclude that coming to the concept of coordinates of a point, generally the person travels along the x-axis x units distance and along y-axis y units distance. Finally the coordinates of the point P are denoted by represented by x comma y, where x is called x coordinate of the point P and y is called y coordinate of the point P. So P is equals to x comma y be called as general form of a point in the coordinate system. What is the general form of a point in the coordinate system? Means it is represented by P of x comma y. So in the process of solving any problem, for suppose we required a point P, consider that point P as x comma y. That means take the coordinates of that point as x comma y to solve any problem. So this is the way of taking a point in the 2D coordinate system. That means it is represented by or denoted by P of x comma y. So this is the second concept in the chapter 2D coordinate system.